Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. I believe I have this set up correctly. So let me really quickly just show you guys our flight plan for today, and then we'll head on over and do the rest of this. So I do have this in the mode where it lets me do the lossless streaming. So that's pretty cool. So the flight for today, I keep on saying but the flight for today is going to be from Spirit of St. Louis. I've actually flown in here before, not too long ago. Headed up to Quad City, KMLI. Pretty long, and then probably, if we have time, we'll take it from MLI over to somewhere else, but we'll see. And here's our route. If we send this to our flights, let's say our departure time. Okay, let's just send it to flights. We'll get a good sort of briefing from there. 75% power, that's fine. Time, we'll just say, is 6:30 p.m. Central. Here we have this takeoff. You can actually enter in all of this stuff. So they actually updated the website, which is pretty cool. Anywho, out of here, runway, we can choose the ones. So we'll probably take runway 26 left or 26 right. We do have the, well, we're just going to the St. Louis VOR, so ideally we want to be pointing at a northbound heading, but, well, unfortunately that's not really going to work for us. But let's go back to the maps page just for a second here. Just to peek a gander here at the, let's go, procedure airport diagram. So we're on the south ramp over here, kind of where South FBO. So probably 26 left is what we'll expect here on departure. So let's go back to our flights page. Takeoff 26 left. There's a slope usable runway surface dry paved. Don't know why that's not doing that. Here's this. We'll refresh. Use the latest METAR data. That's not our takeoff distance, by the way. So let's get the payload set. We'll take 2 passengers. Actually, there is a way that I can get this more specific, but for now we'll just say this, and we'll just say about 120 average, cargo 10. That looks good. IFR advisor, this is going to give us the, if we take it to 10,000, which is this, we are on an airway, the Victor 580 airway, so there's that as well. Let's go to the takeoff again. Takeoff weight 2695, safety distance factor here. Liftoff speed 70 knots. Ground rolled 501. Let's see how it looks on the stream. Okay. So all of those look good to me. Display distance or POH distance is multiplied by safety distance factor. So we have that. Pretty cool. And then same thing with landing information, landing weight, safety distance. We'll get that in a moment here. Here are all of our weights, and here's our fuel. 34 gallons is what we need for this. So we'll probably take 34, that's 17 gallons in each tank. So let's do that. Oops. Actually, before I do that, one last thing I want to do here is just get a quick briefing. Just make sure that the briefing looks good. If the briefing looks good, then we are good to go. So let's look down here. TFRs. I like how it says 0 on red. They definitely did change something with this website. TFRs, there's an inactive TFR. That is fine. Synopsis. See how we have NOTAMs, all of these that are 2300 Zulu. Synopsis, current weather. Maybe that's because of the time. Today's the 5th, right? Interesting. Anywho, let's go ahead and do this flight here. Enter studio mode. I can actually go to my screen, get the game on. Go back to this one here, and I think if I tab back in the X-plane, it should work, I believe. Oops, ignore me. I'm trying to see, make sure that my thing actually does work. Let's see. Moment of truth. Okay, so it does work, I think, because if I move this a little bit to the left, it should look nice and smooth, and we should have the, maybe it's frozen. Is it frozen? Look at the ground. Checking to see what the thing does. If it updates, then it updates. Well, I can see cars moving. So I think it updates. There's just a lag on it. Oh, I think it's working. Just looking at the, yeah, okay, cool. So it is working. Cool. Cool. Let's not waste any time here. Let's go to our screenshot. Let's get out to the depth and hit auto exposure on you. Let's come down here. Aircraft, window, chocks, tie downs, pitot covers. All of these guys are off. Let's go to the load manager. Let's open up some of these doors. Oops. I think let's come to the cockpit. Open up the doors. Have our people enter. So let's add in 2 people. I do not weigh 170 pounds. Let's add that. That's about right. And we'll just say 2 people here. That's about right. And here are our 2 people. Pretty cool. Gallons, we said it's about 17 in each tank. 17 gallons each tank. And we'll fill oxygen. Fill tabs. Oops. Okay, we'll say 17 gallons. 17 gallons here. Okay, fill tanks. Okay. Weight and balance is within limits, and that's all good to go. So ready to hop on in and get this party started. Close up the door. Close up this door as well. Looking good. Let's put on our sunglasses. This is looking a little bit nicer. A bit more like how it is when we're flying. So let's get this party started. So let's put the key into the ignition switch. Let's come down here. Let's go battery 1. Battery 2, and our alternator's on. I can already hear the AC is on, so make sure that's off. Come down here, fuel quantities, see how this would be 20, so this would be 15. It looks like our fuel or what's this? No. This would be 20, because this is 40, so this is 20. Should be at 17 gallons here. Let's get our batteries off for just a second. I just want to make sure that our aircraft window load manager. Let's see. I wanted to test something out. If I increase the fuel here, and let's get our batteries on again. It does actually update. So yeah, let's get that back off. Let's put this back to let's do about that in our fuel. That's good. Fine by me. Battery and alternator can't come on. That's gonna get all of this stuff started to fire up here. I don't know if I want to do this with or without the sunglasses. Let's just do it without the sunglasses for now. So here's our power settings and all of that. Have this set to our right tank. And verify. We're at 10,000, so as far as our oxygen levels are concerned, I mean, there's not a whole lot that we need to really worry about. And then if you come down here, you have your use for extreme emergencies only. Use of this, and activation handle, pull straight down. Both hands, maximum force, steady pull, do not jerk handle. So you have the cap's parachute here. If I take this off, you can see you have this. And you have the little pin here. Remove pin before flight. So you have this. If I push this, it's actually going to pull the handle, I believe. So, yeah, anywho. Let's come back down here. And let's go to our mixture. Full rich. We'll inject the fuel here. So let's pop you out. That's huge. Bring that back down. So what we'll get here is we will turn boost pump on. So anywho, we'll bring our throttle fully up, turn on prime, and there's peak fuel flow on 1002, 1003, 1000, and we can do that. Go like this on the power setting, and then we'll go ahead and start cranking, and we should be good to go. So let's get our strobe light on. Area's clear. Keep cranking. There's the start. Back to both. Bring that power back down. And there we go. So that looks good to me. Go ahead and get our avionics on and our nav light on. So that's going to get most of this going. If I hit Shift S, it's going to basically get rid of the bloom. So that's pretty cool. Let's get some of that air conditioning on, because it is pretty hot here. The fuel done. That's looking good. Let's go back to our map page. And actually, if we go to the engine page, we can see all of the serial pressure, oil temperatures, 85 degrees. That should be coming up. Anyways, here's our Garmin unit. So what we'll do here is we can close this for now. We'll come down to this console, and I'll just lean my mixture setting just a little bit here. And that's going to prevent carbon deposits to build up onto the spark plugs, essentially having it so it doesn't foul. Okay. And you can actually see if I click on the engine window, here you go. Here are all 6 of your cylinders. If your cylinder head temperatures in the left side and your exhaust gas temperatures on the right side. So that's pretty cool. You have your oil cooler inlet temperature and all the parts of it. So air filter here, your manifold where it, you disperse your fuel. Okay, let's go ahead and I'll hit continue on here. We'll put in our flight plan. So let's see here. Our flight plan, let me just open this up on my phone, because with the X-Plane, it's a little bit iffy with how this goes, but we'll go ahead and start building up our flight plan. Ooh, okay. So it's going to be via to the St. Louis VOR. Should be here. Then we'll load airway. This should be the Victor 580 airway. 580. Toward Alpha to Sexton, Great Lakes. Load. From Sexton, we're going to Mike Zulu Victor, the Moline NDB, I believe. And then to Quad City. So there's our flight plan message. Just going to say the personal license. And if, whoops. If we go to preview, here is the preview of our route. St. Louis, boom, boom, boom. And there's MLI. Looks good to me. Go back to the maps. We're taking, again, runway 26 left. If we go to the charts page, should have the airport diagram. Zoom in. So we're over here, 26 left. I believe these are the FAA charts and not the Jeppesen charts. Anywho, 26 left. We're going to be taking a 259 heading. We'll bug that on the heading bug. 259. 259 on the heading bug. Altitudes, no ATC, we'll just go up to 10,000. Barometric pressure, I'm going to use the barometric pressure off the latest ATIS at Spirit of St. Louis. And that's going to be 3008 in the barometric pressure. 3008. Okay, and that has our flight plan over here. Cool. Go back to the map page. We can open. Whoops. This, yeah. Open up this and just position it. Same thing here. Open up the vent and position it. Come down here, flight plan menu, and we'll click cross fill and hit enter. And there's that. We'll leave it over there. Here's our autopilot system. Let's verify we have 3008 set in the standby altimeter. 3008, looking good. So that's most of those things that are pretty much good to go. I have this on north up. Pretty easy, straightforward taxi out. Yeah, pretty good. So we're pretty much ready to go. Yeah. So let's get this party started. Oh yeah, last couple things on here. Nav source. Make sure our nav source is set. Set to GPS 1. Bearing. This is at the VLOC 2. I can have the bearing off. Auxiliary. Again, set to GPS 1. Range view. Basically, this will just get me other airports, and I can increase, decrease that in. And there's our HSI map as well. So, pretty good as far as all of that's concerned. Let's open up our checklist page. Let's do our before taxiing and taxiing checklist. Flaps up, done. Oh, V-speeds was the last thing I wanted. SR22 V-speeds. So VY should be 101 knots. So on the speed, we'll get it to 101 knots. I'll punch this in, and we'll move the speed down to 101 knots. 101. Believe that is our VY. So that should be good to go. Okay, this is the G2 version where we have the G3, but yeah, 101 knots. We'll use that as our gauge there. Pretty good, pretty good. Okay, that looks good. Radio avionics as required, done. Cabin heat, defrost, cool, fuel selector. While taxiing, park brake. We'll disengage that. And that looks good over there. This is the engine oil pressure. Yeah, it's green. Okay. Park brakes disengaged. Brakes. Let's check the brakes here. So let's bring up the power setting a little bit. Power settings coming up. So, okay, brakes are working. Bringing that power back down. Brakes are working. Directional gyro, HSI. So, all good to go. Let's bring that power back down. Okay, we want to, let's take a look. How do we want to get out of here? Okay. Zoom in. We'll take it around the building like this. Probably has better clearance, so let's do that. Okay. That looks good. Okay, directional gyro, that's fine, fine, fine. Turn coordinator. So here's our turn coordinator. If I do this, see how it swings out. It's fine, done. So next checklist before takeoff checklist. Do that when we're getting ready to do our run up. There's our max power fuel flows. So as we are climbing out, we'll basically just adjust our mixture to get the max fuel flow. And yeah, max fuel flow while we're taking off. So that's what I was wanting to say. Okay. Should be a left on alpha here. Oops, come down here. Yep, should be left on alpha. And we'll just get our power setting back down a little bit. Okay. Exiting the non-movement area. Looking good. Same thing. There's your 2 times. There's your standard rate turns and all of that jazz. So boom. And we'll just do some differential braking to realign that nose with the center line on the taxiway here. Okay. Once we have it aligned, I'll give it a little bit of a tap. Okay. All right. And just a little bit of a tap here, and we should be able to get a little bit of power here, and just need very minimal rudder authority to actually get that on the center line. Okay. Ooh, okay, so, yeah, I don't think this, I think I do have a category 2. Yeah, there's your free castering nose wheel here. There's Alpha 3. Whoa. Okay, as we are coming up to the run-up area, let me get this to the, not the trip. Yeah, that's like that. Anywho, let's get this to the checklist page. Before takeoff checklist, and doors are latched, caps verified, pin removed, good. Secure fuel quantity, we'll confirm that real quick. Here we have Mitswood Aviation. Here's the ILS hold short line. But we'll do a run up here. We'll do Alpha 2. I think this is actually a really good representation of Spirit of St. Louis, so I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, let's just hold short here. Let's have it like this. Okay, and we'll set the park brake. Okay, and released off of that. So park brake is engaged. Fuel quantity will confirm we have good quantity. Fuel selector, we'll put it to our fullest tank, so we'll put it in our left tank here. We'll get, I believe I have this set so that this is, oh, never mind. Or maybe it's this one. Nope. Okay. Turn on our boost pump, switch our tank, get that back. Okay, switch tanks. Flap set 50% and check. So flaps set 50%. Verify. Flaps are set 50%. And indicating. Okay, transponder set. So that's something that should actually I had to take that back. We'll just set this to altitude reporting and enter. Okay, navigation radios, GPS, that's fine. I mean, we can, I just set it to 22.8. Cabin heat defrost as required. I just have this set to this mode. No defrost. It's fine. Brakes, holding on the brakes. Power lever to 1700 RPMs. So we can look down here at the tack. We'll get 17, actually mixture rich first. And we'll bring that to 1700 RPM. So like right around here. There we go. And alternator. We have no enunciators here, so that's good. Pitot heat on. Actually, we'll do the, okay, yeah, fine. Pitot heat on. I think if we're looking at the voltage, maybe. Let's see if the voltage, there we go. Okay, Beta heat is on. Navigation lights are on. Landing lights are on. This is kind of weird with a lot of this. Voltage check. Boom, boom, boom. Mags check left and right. So let's go to the engine page here. This is it set to the left magneto. There's the drop and RPM. Back to the both. I actually want to show you. Here's electrical and here's the engine. Here's what happens when I put it to the right magneto. Essentially what we're doing is we're grounding, well, with the electrical system, and then we'll get it back to both. It doesn't show you that, but we're essentially grounding the left magneto. Anywho, all of this is good, and we'll move this back to the checklist page, and we'll bring this back and idle here. Sure that the engine still runs, which it does. And we'll bring this back up a little bit. Really intermixture. Cool. Done, 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 done. Flight controls. Verify that the good, and then we'll come back here and verify that the elevators, see that, and rudders. We can actually do a full rudder check because our nose wheel is free castering. So we can do that. Standby instruments, airspeed Z0, attitudes reference with the horizon. You can cage this instrument, which is pretty cool. And altimeter is cross-checked with our PFD, indicating, what was that, 4? Oh. Yeah, indicating about 440 feet here, 470 feet there. Cool, and then trim. So here's the cool thing. The trim's electrically powered, electronic trim, right? So I have this binding set, and that's pretty cool. So you have this indication here, right? So we'll set this to the takeoff position, which should be right around here, I believe. And I don't think there's any like trim for the roll trim, I believe, aileron trim. Any roll trim, but I have it already bound to yaw trim. Okay. Before takeoff checklist complete, takeoff normal and short field. So for normal, well actually let's retract our flaps. Do a normal takeoff here. We'll rotate at 65 to 70 knots and actually let's do this. Get our flaps back down. Rotate at 65 to 70 knots. Above 85 indicated, flaps will come up. Let's do this. Park brake coming off. Mixture's fully rich. Coming up onto the runway here. So, like I said, again, if we get to about 65, 70 knots, we're going to rotate above 85. Flaps are coming up. And then we'll pitch for 101 knots. That's our VY. Okay. So, all right, let's move that back here. Whoa, okay. All right. All right, and I'm just getting my seat set correctly. All right, let's see here. On 3-6 left, boom. Set our takeoff power. Slowly set that in. Takeoff power set. Okay, engine instruments. Green, get back on center line here. Okay, rotate. Nice rotation. Above 85, flaps going up. Cool. Looking good. And there's 101. We're just going to climb out at this. Right here, I have a little bit of whoops, aileron trim ends. Doing that. Okay. That's looking good. Trimmed up. We're on our runway heading here. Let's go ahead and get the flight director on. It's going to put it in roll and pitch mode. We'll put this on the heading. And we'll engage the autopilot. And then we'll put this on IAS 101 And we'll proceed right on course. Proceed right on course. Let's go heading bug, and let's bring this out to a 040 heading. Lovely. Climbing out. Looking good. Oh, I think my volume is low. Unexplained the volume. Oh no, it's at 100%. Never mind. Never mind. Just wanted to make sure. Okay, and let's say he says, proceed direct to the St. Louis VOR, and let's go like this. Or actually, the easiest way is hit the direct, activate, and let's hit the nav button. And we should get this on nav. Yes, boom. Direct to the St. Louis. All right, passing through 4,000 feet. So our fuel flow, we'll get it to 24 gallons per hour. Let's lean that out to 24 gallons per hour on our fuel flow here. So let's bring this down a little bit richer. Right around here. So that's where my power setting's at. That's going to give us the max power. Cool. And I really wish this did have like yaw trim. That would be so dope. But it doesn't. Sucks because there's no yaw dampener here. So this is one thing that just irritates me. So the next one is once we get past 8,000 feet, we'll do the same thing. So now it's just kind of, I really like the Avidyne. I think it looks pretty good. Switch tanks. Okay, so let's declutter the shit out of this. I do not like how cluttered this is. Let's bring it to that. Well, I actually don't like it. I like it like this. Map setup. Let's put the aviation. It's just ranges, but say we put it to the least detailed. But then you don't have airspace. So if I bring this to one more, then we get all the VORs and everything. Let's just bring it to this, and then we have that. And we'll put in traffic, but we don't have traffic right now, so that's fine. There's 6,000 feet climbing up. Let's run through our climb checklist here. Okay, next checklist. Oops. Oh, I also have perf data. No. In-flight landing. In-flight landing checklist. Okay, climb checklist. Oxygen as required. Don't really need oxygen. Supplemental oxygen at our cruising altitude. So we'll leave that alone. Climb power set. Flaps up. Verified. Cool. Mixture full rich, but I mean we're using max power, so that's fine. And fuel pump low boost. Shit. So we should have had this on during that. But this is so low boost. This is also for the turbocharged because we don't have a low boost option. So cruise, same thing. So this is actually for both the turbo and the naturally aspirated. So as we come up to 8,000, we want 21 gallons per hour to get us max power here. So if we look at our fuel flow, we're at 23.9 gallons per hour. Let's lean her out to 21 gallons per hour. Do that same thing. There's 22. It's a little bit more lean. It's right around here is 21 gallons per hour. Be a little bit leaner. Right around here. And again, my power setting, we're full on the power setting. So this is 21 gallons per hour. This is going to get us our max power at 8,000 feet. So you can see we're at 73% power right now. So really nice. Here's a flyby for you. Really nice. 535 Delta Charlie, passing through 8,900 feet. Coming up to the St. Louis VOR. Here's the river, I think, or one river. Here's this guy, but look at that. The views are pretty sweet. This is it without the sunglasses. Very bright, very bloomy with the sunglasses, and it kind of makes it look a little bit nicer. So here are the views that you're getting out of this. The reason why I like X-Plane is with Auto Ortho and Sim Heaven, it looks really good at a higher altitude. Like, really freaking good. I don't know what this does, so I think that's just for the door, so we'll not click that. But yeah, I mean, look at that. That is stunning. So yeah, coming up at 10,000, max power would have been like 19 or so, because this is 4, so about 19 and a half gallons per hour to be our max. Anywho, we're at 10,000. Oh shit. Push that down. I forgot to arm it, that's why. So hold up. Let's go vertical speed. And let's vertical speed bug that just a little bit. And put that on vertical speed and arm altitude. That's the thing. So vertical speed bug, let's bug that down a little bit. Wait for it to come down. Vertical speed. Well, what the fuck? Okay, hold on. Vertical speed. And push to sync and bring that down. We should be descending. I don't know why it's not doing that on our vertical speed here. Okay, hold on. Let me just take out the autopilot. Let's descend a little bit. Remember to have altitude mode on, otherwise it's going to be a little bit dicey. But yeah, we'll adjust the power settings in a moment here. Again, I want to get down at 10,000 feet. Turn on autopilot, vertical speed, altitude. See how the vertical speed goes straight up? Yeah, we want it down. I don't know why it's going up. It should be going down. I'm not sure what that's doing. There we go. That's what we wanted. So minus 550. There's 10,000 that's armed. That's better. That's what we want. Jesus. There were, yeah, so still continuing that descent. Again, the main thing is we want to make sure that we're actually descending at 500 feet per minute. It's going to start capturing 10,000, but what I said in our power setting in ForeFlight is I set our ForeFlight power setting here was 75% power, and we're at 68% power. So that's full power right now. There it is. There's 10,000, so that's good. Okay, let's go to our cruise checklist. Fuel pump off, cruise power set, mixture lean as required, and that's all good. And then we have the descent checklist. So let's come down here and let's go to lean assist and let's start leaning out that mixture. So look at that power, 70% power. So we could lean it to 75% power, but we're going to lean it to lean of peak and then adjust our power setting accordingly. So we'll bring that mixture out just a little bit more. Alternatively, you could lean out to a certain gallon per hour amount. We'll continue leaning it out for a little bit more. And a little bit more, and see how that's going to bring the power setting back down. But look at the EGTs are just skyrocketing through the roof here. So that's pretty nuts. And let's bring this back down a little bit more. And now see how we're lean of peak. So here are our peaks. So this is lean of peak. Let's bring you rich by a little bit. We want to be about 50 degrees rich of peak. And that's off of these cylinders. Doesn't have to be necessarily on those. Let's probably lean it out just a smidge more. So here we go. So we're leaned out rich of peak here. 70% power, so full power. On that's fine. All pressure is good. All of this is good. Let's look at our fuel quantity. We'll go ahead, turn on our boost pump, switch over to a right tank. We'll burn off our right tank here. And yeah, cruising at 150 indicated. And that's going to be giving us a ground speed here of 180 knots, so not too bad at all. Let's take a look here at our flight planning coming into Quad City. So current winds at Quad City, it's one of the things that I'm going to be looking at. KMLI, MLI, Quad Cities, weather, and their winds are coming in from 310. So we could take runway 31. It'll be straight down the runway. Approach, we can do the RNAV GPS 31. We're coming in from the Moline VOR. Coming in from the Moline VOR. So we can probably take initial approach fix of Sabco. So that's what we'll probably do here. So let's load procedure. Wonder what R is. Search and rescue patterns. Interesting. Okay. Load procedure approach. We're gonna take the RNAV GPS LPV approach, and we'll take it on the Sabco initial approach fix, and we'll load the approach. That's going to load our approach in. Here's the Victor 580 airway that you can see it loads that in for us ever so nicely. There's our some of our next waypoints coming up. I'll keep this on like a 20 nautical mile range ring though. Yeah, so that's good. If we go into menu VNav enabled, so we have about 45 minutes until we hit our top of descent, which is going to be P City. It's 2,500 feet. So we have plenty of time till we reach P City. And we can probably get our landing light off during this cruise portion of flight. So we'll keep this running, and then we'll probably switch it to our left tank once we are starting our initial descent. Sync up our heading as well. Yeah, there's 181 on the ground speed here. Again, what's cool with this is that actually it'll save the peaks, which is pretty good. This is 30 degrees rich of peak, And this is 55 degrees ridge of peak, but again, the rest of this is looking good. There's your density altitude, so pretty good. So if we're taking Sabco as our initial approach fix, we will be doing a procedure turn once we get to our intermediate fix of P-City. So let's see how this does that, because this should automatically load that in. P-City should have that. Does it have that procedure turn? Here's the approach. Whoops. Menu preview. Here's the Moline. And this takes it overflies, but we're going to go to Sabco P-City. No procedure turn. Okay. So yeah, no procedure turn. Yeah, okay, yeah, I see that as on the chart as well. No procedure turn. Cool. So 2,500 at Sabco. Our MSA 30 nautical miles to Sabco is 3,300. And we'll be on a 037 heading from Sabco to intercept P-City. From there, we'll turn left heading 307. So there we go. That is that. And I should see our top of descent displayed on the MFD as well. But yeah, we are zooming in our little Cirrus. Boom. Pretty cool. Just gotta kind of just put it along. I can increase the brightness on this, if I so desired. And come down here. I don't think it'll do that for us, but yeah, pretty cool. Take a look at that. This is why I really like this. This aircraft is just because it's so in-depth, very in-depth for, you know, the general aviation aircraft. And with the avionics, ooh, is that a iPad? Oh my god, we have an iPad? We have an EFB. What? That's where it stores all of these things. So this is where it stores the caps thing. And then here we have our EFB, and I think I can. Oops. Oh, that's the one behind it. That is pretty darn cool, if I do say so myself. That's pretty cool. Oh, I don't think it works, so never mind. It doesn't have full function. Okay, we also have instrument lighting, and we have panel lighting. Gives us this beautiful red panel lighting for nighttime. And we have overhead dome lighting. So a lot of lighting options for whatever you want. Again, VNAV for 40. So if I say I want a little bit more of a less steep descent, so 38 minutes for that. So about 38 minutes till we hit our top of descent. So what I'm probably going to do here is I'm probably going to grab dinner real quick, since again we have about 38 minutes. So I'll come back when I have about 30 minutes, and we'll be good to go. So I'll go ahead, grab dinner real quick, and then we will be back to do that. So I will see you guys in just a moment here.